Hi everyone! Today I'm going to talk about how to buy from China. I will briefly help you to review each step. You can also click the link below in the comment area to view the specific content of each step. Okay, now let's start. Before you buy from China, you must confirm two things. The first one is to identify the goods you want to import. Choosing the wrong product means you are losing time and money. If you are going to be a successful importer, the first thing you need to do is to choose the correct product for resale. The second thing you need to confirm is to identify your import rights. Before purchasing commercial goods into your country, as a business or an individual, you will need to identify if you have the import rights. If you're not clear about that, you can find a local customs broker to ask them about the details. After you confirm these two things and you find the product to import from China, there are a few steps that you can follow. The first step is to find a list of Chinese suppliers and where to find Chinese factories. The first way is to attend Chinese trade fairs. If you have the resources to visit China, then attending a trade show is just about the best option for finding a reputable supplier. You can also try buy from China through wholesale markets. While in China, it's worth checking out a wholesale market where you can browse a massive selection of products at extremely low price. The Yiwu market, for example, is the largest wholesale market in the world. You can also try to find the Chinese suppliers on the internet. For small business that don't have the resources to fly to China, online directories are the next best avenue for ordering wholesale products directly from China. You can do a general search for suppliers on Google, but most businesses head straight for the business-to-business directories that give you thousands of Chinese suppliers at your fingertips. The main directories are Alibaba.com, Global Sources, DHgate, and AliExpress. You can also try to hire a freelancer to help you find the China factory and give you a report. After this step, the next step you need to do is to assess the factory sellers. You can check a potential supplier by checking these following things, like business license, company or factory location, ownership status, photos of the supplier's operations, or contact information. You can also hire a factory audit agent to help you assess the factory sellers, if that's the most convenient way for you. After assessing the factory sellers, the next thing you can do now is to write effective inquiries. Now you have collected a short list of suppliers that you want to reach out to negotiate a deal or a customization needs. It is important for you to write effective, clear, and detailed inquiries to make sure you get what you need. We recommend including the following information about what you want to source, including a product description and specifications, packaging information, quantity, and photos if you have any, and some other critical points like safety, branding, etc. The more information you include, the more likely you are to attract a seller that can meet your needs. Also, ask the right questions to help you determine if the supplier is a good fit for you is very important. You can check these questions with the potential supplier, like the price per order volume, certifications such as FDA, CE, Europe, or China standards, the availability, the ship orange, and the shipping terms and cost. Here is an inquiry sample of us, and you can just use it as reference. Remember, the key point is to include as many information as possible here. The next step is to negotiate with confidence. As we mentioned, in some instances, it is appropriate to negotiate MOQs with the seller. It is important to be respectful and professional if this is the road you want to take. For example, if the MOQ is set at 5,000, it is really not appropriate to ask for an ultra-low order quantity of 200 units at wholesale price. You could aim for between 3,000 and 4,000 units if that is a number you are comfortable with, since that is much closer to the seller's MOQ. If units are listed at $10 a piece, don't go for an offer of $2, or the seller will dismiss you as a non-serious buyer. An offer of $7 or $8 may be more reasonable, especially when you are ordering a quantity around 1,000 units. Keep in mind that the seller may not accept your first offer, so there may be a bit of back and forth. At the end of the day, you need to make sure that the price you settle on makes sense for your business. Okay, now you can move to the next step. Pick a supplier and request a sample. Once you have contacted a potential supplier on your supplier list, either online or at a trade show, you need to email and ask for a sample of the goods you are interested in. Most suppliers will send you photos of the products or product catalogs for free, but it's difficult to gauge the quality of items from a photo. Ideally, you will receive a test sample of the product to validate its quality. You may have to pay for samples, but it is usually a small investment for peace of mind. And next step is to negotiate payment terms. Make sure your order is specific about the payment terms. There's usually some room for price negotiation when dealing with Chinese manufacturers, but make sure you have a written record of the final price. Next, you need to be prepared for the down payment. Most suppliers expect you to put down some money upfront, usually around 30% with a balance payable when the items are ready to ship. Most vendors won't even look at your order until the down payment is wired to their account. This could be risky sometimes, because if the vendor does not deliver the goods, you have no way to get your money back. In this situation, you can consider Alibaba Trade Assurance. Alibaba offers a payment protection service called Trade Assurance. This guarantees your money back if you don't get the quantity or quality of goods you ordered, or the shipment doesn't land. Okay, next step is to place the order. The rules of thumb when importing goods from China is be specific. Don't assume that the supplier knows what you want or that he won't cut corners to achieve the great price. Include as much detail in your order as possible: size, color, thickness, materials, and so on. Send a diagram or image for record if you can, so there's no room for doubt. Once you have worked out of the details of your deal, it is time to place an order. Okay, next, the product quality control. It's hard to control quality when the supplier is based overseas. If it's a large order, it is really worth for you to hire a third-party inspection company to inspect the quality of the product. For just around $300, you can get a quality assurance check before the product leaves the factory and the payment leaves your bank account. So after all this, you can start to prepare for shipping. There are various shipping options you can use to transport your products to your destination. Standard options include ocean freight and air freight. But depending on the size of the wholesale lot you are buying, the option you pick can improve your profit margin or wipe out your gains. Ocean shipping is typically cheaper for a wholesale lot of relatively heavy goods, but air freight can make more sense if you are purchasing lighter goods in large quantities. The shipping terms offered by the supplier will also be critical. Shipping could be ex works, the 𝒂𝐔𝐷, free on board, the FOB, or cost insurance freight, the CIF. Assess each of these to figure out which terms work best for you. Usually, the supplier can help you send the goods to your country, but the shipping price is relatively expensive. The best advice here is to hire a freight forwarder to help you shipping from China. Try to quote the price from 2 to 3 freight forwarders and then choose a reasonable priced company. Okay, now the last step is to receive your goods. This is the final step of the buying process. After you receive the goods, remember to check the quality of the goods in time and give feedback to the manufacturer. If there is a problem with the goods, it must be solved in time. Okay, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in our next one.